Welcome back to the main series of War and Order. We have some information time. We're going to clean out our email today. Well, not all of it, but the emails of all the stuff that we gathered in this past month. Now, what I mean by this past month is technically in the game, since it's past 8 o'clock now, at the time of this video, me videoing it, it's now the 1st. So, it's a time difference, I think, in the game, but technically it is still the 30th for us, but in the game it's really the 1st because it's, a few hours before that time. And that's why I'm doing the video now of us doing the, seeing what we gathered this past month, because technically it will change over in real life, but in the game, when it hits 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, depending on the time change, that's when the next day really starts. So technically in the game, it's only November 1st. So let's get our daily reward for logging in. And I believe, because it's also the 1st, they have new missions going on. So we have this thing going on. I don't know what it is yet. I haven't really focused on that yet. And then we have this going on still. We got the prize chest going on. But yeah, so that is what's going on there. But our main thing is to go over resources this month. Now, because if I go to or if I go out to the map, if I go to our little guy up here, it says December 1st. So that's what I'm saying. It's technically December 1st in the game, but for my gathering, it would also be the 1st. So, and we know the next mission in 22 hours from right now will be the gather event. We know that. So the video for that will probably I might do it tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, or I might wait and do it on Saturday during the day when I have a little bit more time. I should be able to get the mission done. So we're going to go ahead. We are going to go into our gather resource area. As you know, I stopped gathering on the 22nd of this month, which would have been almost a week ago. So about a week ago, I stopped gathering. But we did gather a lot of resources. Now, not as much as last month we did. So as I go slowly up through these mails here, we gathered 3,360,000 of food. Okay, we gathered 7,670,711 of wood. We gathered 1,106,480 of stone, and a little bit of 411,428 of iron. So not much iron, but overall, I think it was a good month for gathering. As you notice here, we did not gather in any percentages. Like I said the other day, all the resources gathered were in the full amount. No percentages, not even 1% in this account. So we, when we gathered, we got the full amount. If it was a less amount, then we got less. There was no percentages. If I went to our elite mines, it was the full percentage of that elite mine. So we gathered a lot. On the 19th, on the 19th, I know we had to, it wasn't the gather, but we had a mission that we had to gather 60,000, so that's where that, it's just a level 1 farm. I had to gather some stuff for that mission, and this, you can kind of tell when it is the gather event. So the gather event this month looks like it was the 4th and the 13th. That's when it looks like it was. I'm not 100% sure. The 4th would have been on a Saturday. That looks like it could have been the gather event, and then the 13th, which would have been that same exact time when it was gather. So we are looking at those being the gather events. So the 13th and the 4th, it looks like. And again, that is where it ends right there. But if you go to the 4th and the 13th, there's the 13th. Look at all those high percentages of a lot of resources. And if you go back to the 4th, you'll see there's a lot of gathering going on that 4th day. A lot of gathering. I'm not sure exactly what I gathered. I just know that I gathered a lot of resources during that time. It's probably for the that mission in particular. Yeah, because there's no other. I mean, I gathered here some here and there, but nothing as big as that is there. So, um, that does the like part of the what we gathered information on that particular thing. Um, but that's really all I wanted to talk about. Um, so I can delete the messages, and then tomorrow night when probably about 4 after I work, I will send them out to start gathering. And now since I am not in the I want to know percentages, I'm just gonna send them out to percentages and go from there. Just because the researchers might be better if I gather anywhere. Comparing this month, this current last month, the November to October, we gathered last month in food. We gathered almost 7 million. So we got a little bit more last month than this month. Go figure. With wood, we gathered 7,640,000. This month again, we gathered 7,670,000. So just a little bit more this month. Last month with stone, we gathered 1,000,000. I would say 1,700,000. Round it down a little bit. Um, and then with iron, again, that was like 600 less than this month. And then with iron last month, I gathered, well, in October was 1,200,000. So again, 1,200,000 compared to 411 this month. I really didn't gather that much iron. But again, knowing that all of our buildings have been upgraded to the highest now, we have nothing to upgrade really. So we can really, this month, if we can focus on gathering all the resources for this building here. I mean, I think we can easily gather that much if we're just going for the stone and iron. But I also still do want to get some wood and food. We don't need that much, but like I said, if I can focus on, because at the end of this coming up month, in December, I'd like to upgrade castles if I can. Right now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. If everyone can gather the materials they need, then yes, I'll do it. If not, I'll have to wait until, like I said, January to do it. Maybe the second week in January. We'll have to see. All depends on if I can gather the resources required. So, yeah. I'm probably also, next month I will go through all these mails and delete all mails. I've been trying to clean up as much as I can. Like, see all these? These are all missions that just ended pretty much. They had an update during the middle of the night last night, telling you about December 1st, the new quest line coming out. That's what that was all about. I guess I can delete some of these, just the ones that are not in particular have rewards, because I haven't really done that lately. There's not many. Journey map's over, as you can see. We got some, there's a lot of different things going on, quest-wise, and deleting mails. We'll delete some of these here. These are just from last week, or I don't know what missions they were from. Doesn't really matter because they're gone. Yeah. So yeah, so far the missions this week have been very successful. We had attack monsters, the power up, and then we just had the recruit mission, and like I said, tomorrow night will be the gather event. So like I said, now knowing that it is technically the first in the game, I'll be able to gather. I'm gonna go for full, whatever I need to gather, and at the end of the month we'll talk. The end of December, we'll talk about December, how we did compared to November, which is the month that just ended off. And also, we'll do an overall, like, how much did we gather compared to last year? Because I think a lot of these accounts, I started last year. I didn't start until, like, the 8th month. But this year, so far, we've gathered a lot of resources. So, like I said, we'll talk about, like, what we gathered this month, or this year compared to last year. Do, like, a yearly mail update on what we've gathered. That might be interesting to see compared to last year. And I'll talk about like when we started tracking it. I don't have that tracker up right now, but this year we've gathered a lot of resources, and that's why I'm wondering if I can gather enough of this stone and iron that I need to upgrade that castle. That's my biggest thing right now is, can I get the resources to upgrade that? I don't know. Right now, I have no clue if I'm going to be able to get all that resources. We do have a shield up still. As the shields go up down tonight, I believe. Yeah, in 4 hours they go down. So I'll have to enable new shields and all that. But that's I have to rebuy my shields tonight as well for all the accounts. I just basically go in here, I hit the benefit, and I go to the pack, and I just pick up the $20 one. You can do the 90, which is 3 months for $54.99. I think in the first of the year I'll probably do that one, continuing to keep the shields up 24 hours a day, so I can still continue gathering if I'm not needing to, upgrade a building that requires that much resources. But yeah, so right now we are down to only like these buildings that we care to upgrade. That's all we have left. So hopefully we have enough to get through at least 2 more times, maybe 3 more times of upgrading those buildings. Knowing that we might have, or is it 2 times in? Let's see. So we have the 10th. Wait. Yeah, this week. So we have the 10th and the 24th. The 10th week and the 24th. That is the next 2 mission weeks. So we have 2 months, pretty much a month to get all the resources required. And if we can do it, then we will upgrade at the end of the month. If not, we're just gonna have to wait until the next month to do it. But my plan is that's the next upgrade, no matter what, for all castles to be upgraded. Because at this point, a lot of my accounts don't have things upgraded. It's just because I've upgraded everything, and there's really nothing to upgrade left until I get the next castle size, which is nice that I don't have to worry about, okay, I need all the stone and iron for a building. I can focus on gathering those things to upgrade that next building that is required. And like I said, we have about 6 million of stone in reserve, so really the stone, not that much. And iron, we have 2 million, we need another 6 million, which it might not be doable in 1 month. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if I can get it in 1 month, if I continue, if I gather the whole entire time, I should be able to get it. Because I think with iron, at least with stone, you can get about 1 million a day. Okay, and iron I think is like 800 a day. If you gathered constantly, like just gather, you can get about that much in a day. Depending on if there's any percentages as well. But that's my goal for the next month, is just to gather as much of that stuff as I can. So hopefully at the end of the month, I can upgrade those castles, and then start saving up for the next upgrade that I have to build. Next upgrading of a certain building that we haven't been able to get to yet because it's not much more resources than we already currently have right now. But yeah, you gotta get to get castle upgrade to do these upgrades anyway. So like I said, this one only requires 1,500,000 of that. Basically, I can easily gather that in 1 week. So a lot of these buildings, once we get to that next stage, we'll be able to do that. So that's gonna do this episode here. Before I end it off, though, we do need to do something here, and that is bye-bye messages forever. And that will do this episode of War and Order. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you tomorrow night for the next War and Order video, which will be, well, tomorrow night will be Gather. If I do it at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, I don't know. I might wait until I have a little bit more gathered under my belt, per se. But we will do a video tomorrow, that's for sure. Until the next episode of War and Order, I'm going to have to say what I normally say in my videos, and that is, bye-bye for now. What?